Most men think they're mentally tough until life punches them in the face. Toughness isn't about pretending you don't feel the pain. It's about showing up anyway. Keep going forward, keep pushing forward, especially when it hurts. Even when it's boring, even when you don't want to do it, when no one's watching. That's the true marker of mental toughness, and that's the truth most men run from. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to build mental toughness so you can handle anything that comes your way. Hey guys, it's Brendan. Now, mental toughness is one of the most important skills that you can have. Now, a lot of men don't have mental toughness, and it's just because we haven't built it. As I say, mental toughness is like a muscle that we need to build. So I want to go and break down a few truths here. Sometimes truth hurts. Sometimes truth can be painful. It can be dark, but the truth will always set you free. So if I say things and it's like, oh, you don't agree, or you feel like it's true, but it may trigger your ego, and you might be like, F you, I don't want to talk to you anymore, I don't want to watch any of your videos, then whatever, it is what it is. However, I hope that you get something from this. My goal is to say everything with love. I don't want to upset any of you, but sometimes the truth hurts. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but just be mindful if it does. So the first thing I want to cover here is mental toughness is doing what's hard when no one's watching. My life used to look so good from the outside, but what people didn't see is I was always eating and drinking in private. Now, I wasn't crazy, like I wasn't like an alcoholic where I'd be drinking so much, but I'd always have a couple, just on the weekend, and I wouldn't want anyone else to see because I'd kind of built my life as like, very fit, healthy, and it kind of went against that. And so I would hide things, and people know, like people are not stupid, they would have noticed. But I was drinking, and used to have some pretty bad eating disorders, as you would probably understand if you've watched some of my videos before. And I just was always hiding it, and it was just consuming so much of my headspace. But on the outside, my life looked great, and that's what the life I portrayed for myself. But it really wasn't that way, and so we really need to understand that when people are no one watching, like that's when your true character is. So the times when you're by yourself, that's your true character. And sometimes we can go, oh no, I do this, I do this. I always say, imagine if you have a camera on your life for 24/7, what would you do different? If you had someone filming you the whole time, 24 hours a day, what would you do different? So if you would do something different then why are you doing that when no one's watching? You're not building mental toughness, you are letting yourself down. And what I learned is, it's easy to stay strong when others are around. It's easy to be strong when other people are pushing you around, but the true mental toughness is built when it's just you. It's just your thoughts. There's no one else, that you're just battling with that little voice telling you to quit inside of you. You've got the boss voice or you've got the bitch voice, but when you're by yourself, you don't have anyone else there to be maybe someone that's going to help you and push you along and say you can do it, or that push you along those things and give you support and encouragement. It's only up to you, and that's where the mental toughness is. Most men cave. Most men don't go push through it. Very few do. So if you are one that can push through it, everything will change. That's why I love going to the gym, because it's like, and shutting yourself off, training by yourself. It's only you versus you, and you've just got to keep pushing forward, and that's where mental toughness is built. So push yourself in those uncomfortable situations. Have a look over your life and see where it would be if you had a camera on you, you wouldn't do those things, or you would do something different. Do them now, because you're only letting yourself down. Now, mental toughness is when you can find a way to do something when everyone else is finding an excuse not to. I find pride in doing the things that others won't do. Personally, I spend 2 to 3 hours an evening, like when I will go to bed, I'll be up to 11, 12, and I still get up at 4 a.m. studying, working on myself, and I find so much pride in doing things that others are not willing to do. Like, I would say there's a very small portion of people in the world who do that, who go to that level of effort. Some may say you need sleep, it's unhealthy. You know what? You know what else is really unhealthy? You not following your potential, you not living up to your dreams, you dying with regrets rather than dying with experiences. So many people, they die with their dreams, but they don't die with experiences. To me, I would rather die with all of these experiences and have made my dreams rather than die with dreams. To me, that's much more important. So it starts with doing the hard things. And this leads me to the second point, which is big for most people. Comfort is the enemy. Comfort kills more dreams than anything else. In my past relationship, I got comfortable. There was a time when I was really doing well before, and then I met her and I slowly started slipping some things. I started drinking a bit more. There was a time we were actually probably drinking 4 or 5 times a night. Nothing crazy, but I'd slip on my diet. I would not train. I would sleep in. I would allow her to go, no, let's sleep in. I'd be like, yeah, sure, and roll over. I'm like, I look back on that, I'm like, so weak. So I didn't, whatever she said, I was like, yep, let's do it. Not in everything, but just in that sense. And so comfort got to me. I allowed comfort to get to me, and it was an enemy of my success. Things went backwards. You know, I was not in the best shape of my life. I definitely fell off the wagon. I didn't feel like doing anything. I just wanted to spend time with her. I didn't want to spend time doing my daily habits that were making me better. And I started waking up like, why am I tired all the time? Why am I not doing these things? Why do I not feel like doing these? Why do I have a lack of energy? And it was all because I let comfort in. I let comfort rule my life. And what I learned is modern life makes it so easy to be soft, to be so easy to have comfort. Like, you've got our phones, like we literally cannot be bored. You can literally pull out your phone and get anything that you want. It's crazy. There's fast food, you know, Uber Eats and all those things are literally at your hands. There's porn straight there. You don't even need anyone around. Everything is literally in the palm of your hands on this phone. There's so many distractions, you know, and we fall victim to the TikTok algorithm and to videos and social media. I always say, imagine what the world would happen if all social media went down for 12 days. It would be absolutely chaos. Everything that you exist in your life is on the other side of your comfort zone. Think about that. Everything that you desire, the success, the dreams, the happiness, the fulfillment, all the things that you desire in life is on the other side of your comfort zone. So chase that. For me, I'm like, what's comfortable? It feels like some days I'm like, I didn't really push myself into my comfort zone today. I'm like, I didn't really push myself too much. So I'm like, tomorrow I'm gonna double down. What can I do today? And every single day I ask myself, what can I do today that's gonna push myself out of my comfort zone? To me, I feel like my life right now is quite comfortable. And so I've got to actively push myself out of my comfort zone. But to some other people, doing the things that I do every single day, that would be uncomfortable for them. So it's individual. What's good for me is not right for you. What's right for you is not right for me. It doesn't really matter. All it is you've got your own comfort zone. Keep pushing yourself out of that. If you're constantly seeking the discomfort daily, you're getting stronger without even really noticing it, you know, and it's the same in the opposite sense. If you're not actively pushing yourself into the discomfort, then you're getting weaker day by day without even realizing it. Now, Dan Stevens said, the comfort zone is the greatest enemy to creativity. And how we are creative is how we create our life, you know, creativity, we create our life. So if you're not creating your life, what are you doing? You're just living it how it was yesterday, and then you're not really going to change much. Tomorrow is going to be the same as today, and you're going to just keep going one after the other. Before you know it, 10 years time, you'll be like, where's my life gone? So chase the discomfort. It will change so much for you. And this leads me on to the third point here, which again is a big one. Feelings don't run the show, standards do. Now, when something doesn't work out for me in my life, you know, maybe I get an injury when I'm working out, maybe a business deal doesn't go through, maybe I put some people on, it didn't go as well as what I thought, maybe a team member quits, maybe some things don't work out. If I let my feelings run the show, I react and I potentially say something that I would regret. Now, when I say my standards, my personal standards in how I want to act, how I want to think, how I want to feel, how I want to show up, how I dress, how I work out, all my personal standards. Those personal standards, if I live by them, then I treat others well. It doesn't matter what the circumstance is going on. And emotional intelligence is key. And what I've learned through my journey so far is high performers don't wait till they feel it. And unfortunately, so many men do. They wait until they feel something before they actually start doing something about it. Whereas if you have a standard, start doing it before you even start feeling it. Then the emotion doesn't take control of you. Men operate from discipline, and they create a whole new identity through their personal standards, not through emotion. Your standards must lead, or your excuses will. Remember that. Your standards must lead, or your excuses will. Most men have this disease of the mind called excuse-itis, which means they make up excuses for everything, and excuses only sound good to the person making them up. Excuses are the language of the weak. So raise your personal standards and watch everything else in your life change. Now, Jim Rohn said, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. So if you want to achieve things in your life, if you want to accomplish things, if you want to reach your goals, simple, just be disciplined. Consistently do the same things that you need to do that's going to get you to there. When you start seeing success in that, double down on it. Most people, they get a little bit of success and then they step on to the next thing. No, keep going over and over again and you'll eventually get there. So stop calling yourself mentally tough if your actions don't prove it. A lot of men think that they're mentally tough and they like to say that they're mentally tough, but you take a look at their actions and their actions don't prove it. It's time to embrace the discomfort. It's time to raise your personal standards and become the man that you were born to be, because if you don't care about your life, no one else will. If you don't set the standards for yourself, someone else will set them for you. Life doesn't care about your excuses, it only respects results. So remember that. Build the mental toughness, push yourself in the comfort zone, do the things that are uncomfortable, do hard things. That's the best way to build mental toughness. Consistently put yourself in the uncomfort and you'll see everything else in your life will start to change. You'll feel more confident, you'll have more self-belief in yourself, and life will change so much. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was down in the comments. If there's anything I can do, I got you back for life. Let me know, reach out to me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. You made it to the end of the video and you are one of the top 1%ers who get to this point. Now, if you're sick and tired of not growing to the level that you want, if you're sick and tired of being the same spot that you were 12 months ago, if you're like, you know what, I've got so much more to offer, but I don't really know how to get there, then if that is you, down below, book in your call with one of my team. Just enter your phone, enter your email, and enter your number. And hey, look, we can't reach you if you enter details that are wrong. So enter your right details. We'll be able to reach out to you. We'll show you the 4 stages that we take men through that's going to completely rip you out of your current situation and push you in a new direction that where you want to go. I will push you as hard as I can to get that outcome for you, because I know how much the life is good on the other side of it when we get out of the shit, when we get onto where we want to go. So click the button and I'll see you on the other side.